What's up, world? My name is Dioxide, and welcome to episode 3 of our Game Guide series. This time around, we will be talking about monsters, mounts, and treasure goblins. And we also got a little bit of a surprise towards the end. When you first arrive in-game, you'll be fighting standard monster types. They belong to one of 6 monster families that you can find scattered across the land. The monster families you will come across are the cannibals, the drowned, the fallen, the ghoul, the goatmen, and the skeleton family. Each family are located in particular parts of the world and behave drastically different from each other in how they approach or flee from you. While standard monsters tend to not pose much of a threat, their elite counterparts do, and they don't take too kindly seeing their lesser friends disposed of in such a quick fashion. The elites are significantly more dangerous, and they are equipped with a variety of different affixes to give you a really hard time in battle. Lucky for us, they are color-coded underneath their health bar. That gives you a heads up in knowing what you're dealing with before they start casting their abilities. Cold affixes want to slow or freeze you, fire affixes want to hit you hard, lightning affixes like to do lots of small tick damage across a wide area, poison affixes favor damage over time, shadow affixes prefer to make you lose control and blind you from the battlefield, and utility affixes don't have an element attached to them, but they're the kings of crowd control and messing with terrain. Understanding what each of these do will help you survive on the battlefield. Do not underestimate elemental resistance on gear, especially towards elements that may give you a bit of trouble. Should you choose to explore every nook and cranny of the world, you'll eventually come across special monsters that are typically hard to find otherwise. These monsters will put up a challenge and drop a specific rare item every time you slaughter them. Here we have the wrathful Oscar Reed, and he always drops the Mace of Blazing Furor. These items always roll the same stats that are unique to that item only, which is a big deal if you're looking to add some finishing touches to your build that you can't find elsewhere. So, you've seen everything, right? Standard monsters, elites, special monsters, dungeon and campaign bosses. Well, think again. You haven't seen anything until you fought a world boss. These ginormous monsters are the first of its kind in any Diablo game. They're so massive, the camera has to pan out a ton just to be able to fit the fight in view. These will be some of the most challenging monsters you'll fight in the game, so make sure you're properly leveled before choosing to take on one of these behemoths. Be sure to check your map, as the game will let you know when and where a world boss will show up. A world boss's health bar has 4 breakpoints. Once a breakpoint is reached, the red arrow flips up and turns gray. This indicates that you're in the next phase of the fight, while also dropping multiple healing vials. Each phase becomes increasingly more challenging. Immediately beneath the health bar is a stagger bar that fills when crowd control is dealt. Once full, the world boss is rendered helpless for around 12 seconds. Use this time to unleash as much hell as you possibly can. Each world boss has a unique mechanic in addition to being staggered. The Shaba world boss arm breaks permanently when staggered, making her weaker for the rest of the fight. Treasure goblins are back in Diablo 4, and they're even more elusive than ever. Treasure goblins are a rare spawn that can appear in the open environment as well as inside dungeons. You can even see it on the minimap when one is close, as well as a distinct sound you can hear. When you see one, drop everything you're currently doing and pursue it, as they can despawn after some time after being hit, and they carry lots of valuables from gold to legendaries. I know you're thinking, but there's tons of mobs in Elite trying to kill me. Should I still chase the goblin? The answer is always yes, as that's what makes running into one so exciting. Make it pay dearly for flashing that huge bag of goodies in your face with no intent to share. It deserves no less. Diablo 4 has a huge open world, one in which you're not going to want to travel by foot. But now we have mounts for that. Mounts are locked behind priority quest Mount Donan's Favor, which requires you to progress through the campaign. After completing this quest, you'll be able to unlock additional mounts, skins, and other improvements as you make your way through the game. Each class also has unique dismount abilities, allowing you to jump right in battle while riding your horse. These abilities deal a little bit of damage, but most importantly, they look awesome. When you're in town, don't forget to show some affection to our furry friends. Use the hotkey to pull up emotes and use hello to pet the dog. As you can see, he's loving it. But you gotta get back to saving Sanctuary. Just let him down easy, as he'll follow you around town until you leave. But wait, there's more. The same emote works to pet the cat also. Well, sort of. The cat won't let you touch it, but it has no problem showing you his belly. This is the most you're gonna get out of the cat, but hey, it could be much worse. And this concludes episode 3 of our Game Guide series. For the absolute chillest vibes daily, check me out on Twitch. For stellar gameplay and guide videos, check out my YouTube. I'll be back in episode 4 to talk about dungeons and the Codex of Power. See you in Sanctuary.
Say that this video will be more conversational, more live stream like, a little less edited than my regular videos, less edited, less produced, less scripted than my regular videos. So first off, I was given a suite of endgame characters to play. I got to play every class. The characters they had set up for me ranged in level from 45 to 75. And jumping in, the first thing that I wanted to do was take that level 45 rogue and go do the capstone dungeon. So to clarify, you finish the campaign. After that point, you can unlock the full suite of endgame content via completing your first capstone dungeon. That's how you unlock the third world tier Nightmare. But this dungeon is level 50. The monsters will not scale down to your level. So I'm assuming they gave me a 45 character because maybe that's the level I could expect to be when I finish the campaign, and if I want to go dive straight into that capstone dungeon. I should say that the gear that I was given was, the character was pretty well geared. Again, I was playing a rogue. It was my favorite class going into this whole event. There was a synergistic build put together, and as soon as I go into that capstone dungeon, I'm like, whoa, all right. This is significantly more challenging than I expected. It's taking long to kill monsters, and as I progressed my way through, I started to reach a point where I'm fighting these champion monsters, and they kicked my butt. I died, and like I said on the stream, I'm one of those people that was saying, veteran is too easy, can we increase the challenge of veteran? My understanding is the capstone dungeon is intended to be reflective of nightmare difficulty. Now, what I should have done at that point, or what I should have done instantly, was realize, okay, I should go power up before tackling this. The game is telling me, you're not good enough, but I treated it like it was Dark Souls. I really wanted to unlock nightmare difficulty, so I figured, okay, 45, I should be able to do this if I muscle through. I rode the struggle bus for far too long, I died far too many times, but I made it past those elites onto... I don't want to give spoilers here. I'll just say there was a boss fight after that, and I had to learn the mechanics. Altogether, I had to go back. I had to do some upgrades. I changed my build a lot. I re-specialized a lot into single target damage. This was even before, just to handle the elites. I actually went back to town and I crafted, fully upgraded all of my gear. I didn't change the gear that I had, but I used the crafting system to upgrade the gear to its max to be able to put out enough damage to actually take down the boss fight. So overall, I would say that it's a gear check and a skill check. Now, I'm not a pro player. I am, I'd say maybe I'm above average. If you look at the grand scale of all players that play,